How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is falling right now. We actually have it going into the $93,000 range. How could this happen? What is happening? We'll talk about it. Altcoins might see a pullback too. We'll talk about it. Honestly, this is good. This is good for the market. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. Also, if you do want to trade crypto, check out BTCC. There's a link underneath the video. Of course, approach at your own risk. Read the terms and conditions. Make sure you're comfortable with the risks whenever you trade with leverage or on exchanges. There are risks. So make sure you know that. But there is a link that gives you a deposit bonus and allows you to use or to get lower trading fees. Now, Bitcoin. Looking a little bit bearish here today, but look at this. Look at this perfect flip. If we can continue to rally up, the resistance turning into support. Obviously, this is a pretty obvious resistance here that we went up to about 93,200 and they got rejected all the way back down to the 80s, then regained strength over about a week and then broke through. Now, I'll be honest, we could fall down further. We could, right? There are some long-term holders taking profits here today and over the last few days. So even though Michael Saylor's buying, even though we have ETFs buying a significant amount over the last week, the fact is, if a lot of people do sell around the same time, we can still fall down, right? Like, it's just a question of how many sellers are there versus how much buying is there. Now, I personally don't think this is a bad thing. I think it's actually good for several reasons. First of all, it flushes out the weak hands. It flushes out the people that are going to freak out during this market drop. Keep in mind, we have been flying up. 3 weeks ago, we were at 66,000. Now we're at 93, and some people are getting worried. Okay, so first of all, it's good just to flush out some of the weaker hands. Second of all, we still have all the same catalysts that we did last week when we were pumping up to 100,000. We still have a lot of pro-crypto politicians coming in. We have a higher liquidity environment coming. So a lot of money will probably transfer over into crypto. We are going to have lower rates in the future. The economy still looks good. We still have a more efficient government coming, which could help the deficit, which could put us on a more sustainable track, right? We have all those things happening in the future. So really, there's nothing happening today except for some long-term holders selling, then some liquidations happening, then some people panic selling, and that kind of stuff. Really, I just think it resets everyone's expectations. So that way, if there's someone that's coming into the market thinking we're never going to see drawdowns, they realize we can see drawdowns, right? You have to have a longer-term time horizon. And also, this reminds us too, you don't actually have profits on any kind of platform in any kind of crypto until you withdraw into your bank account or withdraw your Bitcoin onto cold storage. Those are the two options for the bull run, right? That's how you want to get out, either USD or BTC, depending on your specific goals. But paper profits don't count for anything. You need to actually withdraw, get it into your actual bank account. That is where you can feel good at the end of the night. Up until then, it is a bit of a game of musical chairs. There are some cryptos that are fundamentally doing great things. There are also other cryptos that just pump up over time because of one narrative or another, right? We're all playing a game of musical chairs unless you're in on Bitcoin and you're in it for the long term or in some other cryptocurrency and feel very strongly about it. But it makes sense to take some profits during the bull run, I think. And the question is, right, do we fall down further? Do we start moving up? The question is, who stops first? The long-term holders, maybe taking some profits, or BlackRock, MicroStrategy, Semler Scientific, Whales, all the people that are buying. Now, I know that there's a set limit to how much long-term holders can sell. I know that there's a set limit for how much they hold. It doesn't seem like there's any limit to how much these institutions and larger entities want to buy. Now, of course, there can always be flushes of leverage. There can always be some whale that decides to dump a ton, and then it can force down the market. Personally, I think if we were to see like a 20, 30, 40% drop, that would be a buying opportunity, right? This does not scare me at all. This is the same level that we were 5 days ago. And that was like 5 days ago. The moon price, or a week ago, 3 weeks ago, the moon price is what some people are capitulating at right now, 94,000. So I think we're in a good place moving forward. We do have, some things that we can look at here. Having progress, 15% on Bitcoin. So we're 15% of the way to the next Bitcoin halving. We also have large entities like Hut8, Mara, MicroStrategy, Semler Scientific, BlackRock. They're all buying significant amounts of Bitcoin. The fact is, we are just moving, I think, into a perfect storm. Right? There's so many bullish things happening that these kinds of pullbacks are necessary. They're nice, I think, actually, at the end of the day, because they do reset RSI. They reset risk. If you look here at Into the Cryptoverse, this is something that Benjamin Cohen's created, and there is a code to it underneath. Bitcoin, when we were at 98,000, was at a 0.64 risk level. We've come down to 94,000 and come down to a 0.61 risk level now. When we went up to 88K, we went up to a 0.63 risk level. And the price kind of went sideways back and forth a couple days, and that reset the RSI, or reset the risk. So you can see we were at 0.635 risk at 88K. Then just a few days later, because we had gone back and forth a little bit, we were actually at a higher price, but at 0.6 risk. So same thing now. We ran up to almost 100K. It's okay that we take a little bit of a pullback. Last bull market, we actually saw a 60, 70% pullback on Bitcoin in the middle of a bull market, and then rallied right back up to new all-time highs. So this is completely fine, in my opinion. I think it's good. Of course, there will be some people that get wrecked, but again, it's important to remember that a lot of cryptos you don't want to invest in over the long term. Maybe you play short-term pumps, but it is something that you do want to focus on. Stay true to your strategy throughout the bull run. I don't think this is any cause for concern, but do your own research. Let me know your thoughts on this too. Is this a healthy pullback? Of course, there are some holidays this week. We're going to see maybe some lower liquidity on certain days, lower trading volume. We do have PCE on Wednesday as well, so a lot of people will be watching that. That will kind of determine a little bit what the Fed does at the next rate meeting. So be on the lookout for that. I'll be making videos as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the link underneath the video to BTCC. Of course, make sure you understand the risks of trading and using exchanges, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.